Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Here are the NBA regular season standings updates, game result, and the game schedule for tomorrow. For the game result, in the first game, the Golden State Warriors got their second straight win after defeating the Charlotte Hornets, with a score of 132-125. Stephen Curry was the top scorer for the Golden State Warriors with 26 points, followed by Jimmy Butler and Brandon Podziemski scored 19 points each, and Guay Santos added 13 points. Brandon Miller was the top scorer for the Charlotte Hornets with 33 points, followed by LaMelo Ball scored 27 points. In the second game, the Orlando Magic beat the Indiana Pacers, with a score of 112-110. Paolo Banchero was the top scorer for the Orlando Magic with a double-double performance of 29 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Desmond Bane scored 18 points, Anthony Black had 15 points, and Goga Bitadze 14 points. Pascal Siakam was the top scorer for the Indiana Pacers with 26 points, followed by Benedict Mathurin scored 23 points. The Atlanta Hawks snapped their 7-game losing streak after defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves, with a score of 126-102. Jalen Johnson was the top scorer for the Atlanta Hawks with a double-double performance of 34 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Onyeka Okongwu scored 17 points, Kristaps Porzingis had 16 points, and Luke Kennard added 15 points. Anthony Edwards was the top scorer for the Minnesota Timberwolves with 30 points, followed by Julius Randle scored 19 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers got their second straight win after defeating the Phoenix Suns, with a score of 129-113. Donovan Mitchell was the top scorer for the Cleveland Cavaliers with a double-double performance of 34 points and 10 rebounds, followed by Darius Garland scored 19 points, Jalen Tyson had 18 points, and Jarrett Allen made a double-double performance of 16 points and 11 rebounds. Devin Booker was the top scorer for the Phoenix Suns with 32 points, followed by Dillon Brooks scored 20 points. The Chicago Bulls snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the New Orleans Pelicans, with a score of 134-118. Isaac Okoro was the top scorer for the Chicago Bulls with 24 points, followed by Trey Jones made a double-double performance of 20 points and 12 assists, Matisse Buzelis scored 19 points, and Nikola Vucevic added 17 points. Zion Williamson was the top scorer for the New Orleans Pelicans with 31 points, followed by Jordan Poole scored 26 points. The San Antonio Spurs snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the New York Knicks, with a score of 134-132. Julian Champagnie was the top scorer for the San Antonio Spurs with 36 points, followed by Victor Wembanyama made a double-double performance of 31 points and 13 rebounds, De'Aaron Fox scored 26 points, and Keldon Johnson added 19 points. Jalen Brunson was the top scorer for the New York Knicks with 29 points, followed by Miles McBride scored 21 points. The Denver Nuggets snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the Toronto Raptors, with a score of 106-103. Peyton Watson was the top scorer for the Denver Nuggets with 24 points, followed by Jamal Murray scored 21 points, Jonas Valanciunas had 17 points and 9 rebounds, and Darren Holmes added 11 points. Brandon Ingram was the top scorer for the Toronto Raptors with 30 points, followed by Emmanuel Quickley scored 22 points. The Washington Wizards beat the Milwaukee Bucks, with a score of 114-113. Alex Sir was the top scorer for the Washington Wizards with a double-double performance of 20 points and 11 rebounds, followed by Bub Carrington also scored 20 points, C.J. McCollum had 18 points, and Trey Johnson added 14 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo was the top scorer for the Milwaukee Bucks with a double-double performance of 33 points and 15 rebounds, followed by Kevin Porter 19 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder got their 3-game winning streak after defeating the Portland Trail Blazers, with a score of 124-95. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the top scorer for the Oklahoma City Thunder with 30 points, followed by Ajay Mitchell scored 17 points, Isaiah Joe had 15 points, and Jalen Williams added 13 points. Sita Sissoko was the top scorer for the Portland Trail Blazers with 19 points, followed by Deni Avdija scored 17 points. And here are the NBA regular season standings updates. For the Eastern Conference standings, the number 1 in the Eastern Conference standings is Detroit Pistons, with a record of 25 wins and 8 losses. The number 2 is New York Knicks, with a record of 23 wins and 10 losses. The number 3 is Boston Celtics, with a record of 20 wins and 12 losses. The number 4 is Toronto Raptors, with a record of 20 wins and 15 losses. The number 5 is Orlando Magic, with a record of 19 wins and 15 losses. The number 6 is Philadelphia 76ers, with a record of 17 wins and 14 losses. The number 7 is Miami Heat, with a record of 18 wins and 15 losses. The number 8 is Cleveland Cavaliers, with a record of 19 wins and 16 losses. The number 9 is Chicago Bulls, with a record of 16 wins and 17 losses. The number 10 is Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 16 wins and 19 losses. The number 11 is Milwaukee Bucks, with a record of 14 wins and 20 losses. The number 12 is Charlotte Hornets, with a record of 11 wins and 22 losses. The number 13 is Brooklyn Nets, with a record of 10 wins and 20 losses. The number 14 is Washington Wizards, with a record of 8 wins and 24 losses. The number 15 is Indiana Pacers, with a record of 6 wins and 28 losses. For the Western Conference standings updates, the number 1 in the Western Conference standings is Oklahoma City Thunder, with a record of 29 wins and 5 losses. The number 2 is San Antonio Spurs, with a record of 24 wins and 9 losses. The number 3 is Denver Nuggets, with a record of 23 wins and 10 losses. The number 4 is Houston Rockets, with a record of 20 wins and 10 losses. The number 5 is Los Angeles Lakers, with a record of 20 wins and 11 losses. The number 6 is Minnesota Timberwolves, with a record of 21 wins and 13 losses. The number 7 is Phoenix Suns, with a record of 19 wins and 14 losses. The number 8 is Golden State Warriors, with a record of 18 wins and 16 losses. The number 9 is Memphis Grizzlies, with a record of 15 wins and 18 losses. The number 10 is Portland Trail Blazers, with a record of 14 wins and 20 losses. The number 11 is Utah Jazz, with a record of 12 wins and 20 losses. The number 12 is Dallas Mavericks, with a record of 12 wins and 22 losses. Number 13 is LA Clippers, with a record of 11 wins and 21 losses. The number 14 is Sacramento Kings, with a record of 8 wins and 25 losses. The number 15 is New Orleans Pelicans, with a record of 8 wins and 27 losses. And here are the games scheduled for tomorrow, January 2, Friday morning. In the first game, at 7 a.m., Brooklyn Nets vs. Houston Rockets. In the second game, at 8 a.m., Detroit Pistons vs. Miami Heat. In the third game, at 9:30 a.m., Dallas Mavericks vs. Philadelphia 76ers. In the fourth game, at 11 a.m., Sacramento Kings vs. Boston Celtics. In the last game, at 11:30 a.m., LA Clippers vs. Utah Jazz.